So students, welcome to Galgotias University School of Media and Communication Studies. I am Dr. Tasha Singh, your course instructor for Media Language English, MAMC 5008. Today I am going to discuss about parts of speech. Let us have a quick recap of my last lecture. In the last lecture, I taught you about learning effective English, where I discussed about the need and methods for effective learning, how you can improvise your English, what are the easy methods where you can yourself start to practice them for effective speaking in English language. And I also emphasized about what is the need. I tried to encourage you all that why you should give it some prominence and why you should learn English, because it's a world language, it's a business language, and it opens a lot of platforms before you if you are competent, if you're competent to speak good English. Well, in this lecture, I'm going to cover about the parts of speech, which is the essentials of the language. There are 8 parts of speech in English language: noun, pronoun, verb, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections. Like in Hindi, which is our official language, which is our mother tongue, we have Vyakaran and we have Varnamala, and we have got almost all that has been given over here in Hindi, where you have Kriya, Sankhya and everything, Sarvanam. You remember that? So likewise, in English also you have these parts of speech: noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions and interjections. So in the lecture, I'm going to explain you each and every part of speech one by one. So now let us again quickly understand all the 8 parts of speech. Noun. Noun is the name of a person, place, thing or idea. Nouns are often used with an article, the, a, and, but not always. Okay. The sun rises from east. So sun is a noun which is supported by an article. And why are we saying the sun? Because it's a universal truth. So something which is a universal truth, you start with the before it. Proper nouns always start with a capital letter. Common nouns do not. So proper noun is like name of a person, place, then that is thing. So it will be proper. But like duster, if you're writing that, please pick up the duster for me. So duster, you would not write D with capital letter. Why? Because it is common noun. It is not proper noun. So noun can be singular or plural, concrete or abstract. Nouns show possession by adding apostrophe s. Rita's, when I say Rita's pen is lying on the table. So Rita's is apostrophe s. It means that this is a possession of Rita. The particular pen is owned by Rita. Nouns can function in different roles within a sentence. For example, a noun can be a subject, direct object, indirect object, subject complement, or object of a preposition. Okay, so this is how we understand what is noun. Pronoun. A pronoun is a word which is used in place of noun. When in the video also I explained that you cannot mention noun again and again. You cannot keep naming the person again and again. You cannot keep naming the place again and again. Like Delhi is very cold, Delhi is very hot, Delhi shows extreme weathers. So again and again, if we say Delhi, 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 it looks very immature and irritating. So for an effective speaker, you should start using pronoun. Delhi is a cool place. It has extreme weathers. It is too cold and too hot during its seasons. So I have used it as a pronoun. A pronoun is usually substituted for a specific noun which is called as antecedent. Then pronouns are further defined by types. Personal pronoun refers to a specific person or a thing. Possessive pronoun indicates Possessive pronoun indicates ownership. Reflexive pronoun are used to emphasize another noun or pronoun. Relative pronoun introduce a subordinate clause, and demonstrative pronoun identify points to or refers to nouns. So these are the types of pronoun. A verb expresses action or being. The verb in a sentence expresses action. There are main verbs, and sometimes one or more helping verbs. She can sing. Sing is the main verb and can is the helping verb, right? Now, a verb must agree with its subject in numbers, both in singular or both in plural. Verbs are also different forms to express tenses. She was singing, she sang, she sung, he drinks, he drunk. So this is how the same action, that is of drinking, is expressed in different tenses. Drink, drank, drunk. Okay. Sing, sang, sung. So this is how the verb is also helping in identifying the tenses. An adjective modifies or describes a noun or a pronoun. An adjective is a word which is used to modify the noun. It usually answers the questions to which one, what kind, or how many. Articles like a and the are usually classified as adjectives. Okay, so this is the function of adjectives. So an adverb modifies, describes a verb, an adjective or another adverb. Okay. It usually answers the question of when, where, how, why, under what conditions or to what degree. Adverb often end by ly, like he simply spoke his speech before the audience. He carelessly took his exams. So these are adverbs because somebody is taking exam, that is writing for the exam, but carelessly means he was not serious. Okay. So likewise, you can add adverbs to the verbs, like he was drinking fast. So drinking is a verb, but fast is an adverb because you are saying that he was trying to drink something very fast. He was driving very fast. So drive is a verb and fast is adverb. Okay, so this is how the adverbs works. A conjunction joins words, phrases, or clauses and indicate the relationship between elements joined. Coordinating conjunctions connect grammatically equal elements and, but, or, nor, for, so, yet. What are these? These are conjunctions because they are joining words, phrases, or clauses. Subordinating conjunctions connect clauses that are not equal because, although, while, since, etc. So these are subordinating conjunctions where they're trying to connect clauses which are not equal. So there are other types of conjunctions as well, which you may please find out by reading good books based on grammar. Interjections. Interjections are is a word that is used to express emotions, and whenever you write interjections, you always support it with an exclamatory mark, which is a very prominent punctuation. See students, it is necessary that you understand punctuations. What is comma, hyphens, colon, semicolon, uh, in quotation marks, inverted quotation marks, then what is exclamatory mark, because you have to use it when you write. So for effective writing you should understand punctuations. And you know what, like we call full stop. So full stop is called full stop as per us, but when you move to some other countries, their full stop is called as period. So they, when they finish a sentence, if they are reading a book, so they will say period, and then they will start with the begin with the next sentence. So full stop is called as period. So there are different terms for few punctuation marks, but exclamatory mark is used when you are trying to put an interjection. And why are you putting interjections? Because you want to express an emotion like wow, amazing place, wow, tasty food. So it is somewhere and happiness that you are saying. Oh God, I missed my train. So, oh God is sad expression that you have missed your train. So this is how interjections are used in your daily language when you are conversing in English. And it is good practice to use interjections because somewhere it adds some more ingredient and flavor to your speaking English. It looks very good if you are expressing emotions. It looks very natural. It gives a very natural touch that yes, this person is fluent and comfortable in speaking English because he is able to even express. He's not formal, he's not serious. He is able to express successfully his emotions through the use of interjections in his speaking. There are 8 parts of speech in English language: noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction, and interjection. The part of speech indicates how the word functions in the meaning as well as grammatically within the sentence. An individual word can function as more than one part of speech, which when used in a different circumstances. Understanding parts of speech is essential for determining the correct definition of a word when using the dictionary. So I hope you have understood the summary, which says that it is very important to understand the functions of all various 8 parts of speech, and we have to effectively use them so that we can determine the correct definition of the word, and we can use them at different circumstances, and we have you know uh, the art of describing well because we are able to effectively use the different parts of speech. So you should know what is preposition, conjunction, how to connect that, how to use interjections, how to use adjectives, how to use the verb, what are action verbs, then what are proper noun, what are improper noun, what are common nouns. So these are all different words and nomenclatures that you should be familiar with. For that you should refer good books, read about noun in specific, preposition in specific, practice different sentences. There are a lot of exercises given in the books, so you should go for practicing those exercises so that you sharpen your skill of English speaking. So here are your questions for practice. What are the types of pronoun? What is a proper noun and common noun? Suggest good books to enrich the English grammar. Identify other types of conjunctions. When you go back to the slide, you will find that some conjunctions were discussed by me in this presentation, but there are some more types of conjunctions which I leave to you as an assignment for practice, as a question to practice. You have to identify some more conjunctions. Thank you, students. I hope you are enjoying the sessions on Media Language English. See, English is a very good language and we should try to imbibe the art of effective English speaking because this is very essential. And today we discussed about the parts of speech, which is very important and basic. It gives you a strong foundation. So you should try to read and learn and practice using different parts of speech. Identification of parts of speech is very essential. So you should exercise activities on parts of speech which are easily available. Worksheets are there for you to practice. So the more you practice, the more you become an expert, and it will be difficult for you to forget it then. Otherwise, the moment you finish the lecture and after 2 days, if I ask you what is interjection and conjunction, you will be confused. You will be saying conjunction is expressing emotions and interjections are basically the connecting words. So you should not speak such wrong sentences. You should know the clear, correct definitions of a particular word, which is a particular part of speech. So read it and understand it, practice it so that you will never forget what is the difference between a noun and pronoun, adjective, adverb, prepositions, conjunctions and interjections. I wish you a very happy learning. Thank you, and keep noting down the keywords. Keep your always notepad ready when you're taking the lectures. Bye-bye.